Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Rayne Movement. I'm Bailey Rayne, and today we're going to have kind of like a course topic that is something I wanted to touch on as to why Rayne Movement, why I'm passionate about moving the body and shaking and doing some weird stuff sometimes. So you might want a notebook if taking notes is something you would like to do, but otherwise you can just be here, be present, and listen. This is an example of some of the things I'm offering on my Rayne Movement 2.0, my direction towards deepening your practice, deepening your knowledge. And there's two options that you can go check out. There's one for $4.99, which this type of course topic won't be in, but you'll still get lots of extra perks and benefits. And then I have one for $9.99 a month where topics like this are going to be a lot more present and a lot more learning involved in your spiritual development, your life and your body and everything. So with that said, let's get into it. So in today's topic, we're talking about fascia. And so I'm bringing a little anatomy into the picture here. And most of us should know what fascia is. And you might have heard the word fascia and not known more, not learned more, not understood more. You might have heard of fascial scraping or experienced fascial scraping. You might do foam rolling, roll on a ball, things like that works the fascia. So really what fascia is like a sock that encompasses your whole body. And what I mean by that is all your muscles, all your organs, the brain. There's this thin, fabric-y texture, and there's 3 different types of fascia, which I won't get into complete deep detail here, but they all serve a purpose, and they all are protecting and holding together everything within the body. Just like I said, it's like this sock, this film over everything. And we already know that muscle attaches to bone, but the fascia actually attaches muscle to muscle. So if you ever had a muscle injury or a muscle tear, you'll notice that any of the muscles in that same fascial line, or because there's fascial trains that travel up the body and they all connect, you might have pain or a compensation in another area. That's all fascia. That's what's happening there. And so to go into this a little bit more, when we're talking about working out and working the body, a lot of times we go to the gym and we work on machines. We're doing repetitive movement with weights. That does not touch the fascial trains whatsoever. This is specifically working the muscles, and you can look this up on Anatomy Trains. He goes into a little bit more detail about this. So just keeping that in mind, that when you're working out at the gym, you're not working the fascia. So what does work the fascia? Well, variety of movement, which is number 1. And so that's what we do here. That's what I do on this channel, Rayne Movement. So what that means is you're trying to do multiple things at once, moving the whole fascial train. So we do no weights. We do repetitive movement that works multiple parts of the body at the same time. We have like a static dance or movement discovery where we move all the body in different ways and different directions. So all the fascia is getting this massage, this pulling and contracting all at the same time along the fascial trains, which is really, really, really important, so that we're not just getting stuck in this very linear movement and we wonder why we don't have any space, any lubrication in the joints. The fascia is a big part of that. That's what's connecting everything together. So if we're not moving the body in new ways, we're not working the fascial trains. We're not going to get that elasticity in through the body. And you can also work these trains by throwing a ball, doing any movement that's like incorporating the whole body. Okay. The second thing is lengthening the fascia at a very slow pace. So guess what? Yogis, this is for you. This is for us. This is why we have yoga. Again, now I'm knocking out 2 on this channel, and why it is so important for your body and your well-being. So when we're stretching the fascia, we want to be slow. We want to be gooey about it. We want to take our time. We want to hold postures for a long period of time. So yin yoga, beautiful option. Restorative yoga even, because there's this settling and this holding so that the fascia can start to release, that can start to find length slowly and over time. And then the third thing is hydration. And hydration is that fascial scraping. It is the foam rolling. Rolling the feet is amazing because it's going to affect the fascial train all the way up through the crown of the head. And so that's something you can look at doing as well. Now keep in mind, if you do any fascial scraping, I'm going to try to demonstrate this. I'm going to put my mic somewhere else for a second. All right. Pretend this is a fascial scraping tool. When you're fascial scraping, we're coming up and down, up and down. And you're kind of pretending the muscle's like, well, the muscle is kind of shaped like a football. So you're traveling up and down. Now, how you can make this even more powerful and lubricating to the muscles is as you, hang on, let me think about this for a second. So you come up and the arms extended. As you come down, you bend. And so you're also creating this pumping motion in opposing directions. And I'm just using my bicep as an example. So we extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend. And you can double check me on this motion. I'm trying to go off of my work training method, but if I have this backwards, just know there's this movement happening while you're using your fascial tool up and down. Foam rolling, we know it's just normal, typical foam rolling. And same with using the ball to roll out the soles of the feet or get deep into the arm or the hips or the glutes or wherever we're getting. Also keep in mind that when we're doing these things, a lot of times we're doing it because we're like, oh, my muscles are sore, I'm trying to get into my muscles. When really what's holding the muscle together, what's protecting the muscle, it's the fascia. And that's the first layer you're hitting before you're getting deep into the muscle. So be mindful about that when you're going in there. Just don't, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, don't instantly just dig in because you're gonna create micro tears on the fascia. And that's actually gonna prevent anything from healing quicker. It's kind of like if you've had a deep tissue massage and you find that you're almost even more sore after. Sometimes that can be the case when we just go hard, go all in, and we're not being mindful of the layers in the process. So maybe just warm up the fascia first. Do some gentle massage or lubrication to the area that you want to go into the muscle group. You know, and again, this is the squeezing, this is the hydration that's bringing fresh blood flow to an area of the body. Even just this is more than enough. In Ayurveda, we have brushing the body, okay? And this is, again, something I can go into when I talk about the doshas in my course options. If you join and become a member, I'm going to deep dive into the doshas and what's best for the doshas. Now, any of the dry brushing and this movement, guess what it's doing? It's activating not only just the skin, but it's going into the fascia, and you'll get this like tingling sensation under the arm with the proper amount of force, and fresh blood flow is getting to those areas. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about fascia as a whole, just as an anatomy standpoint. Now, just to go a little deeper, this is a little bit of a controversial topic. There's no deep science behind it, but have you ever been told when you're a kid that your teeth have memory? And so like if you've had braces or anything like that, you have to pop your retainer in and be on top of your retainer, because if you don't do it, they're gonna move back to where they were and all that hard work was for nothing. That could be a little bit of a fear factor, but also true, right? Bones, tissues have memory, and so does our fascia. It stores and holds memory within the body. So let's look at a trauma response, right? We can use myself as an example. I had a really bad car accident, and I'm sure a lot of us have experienced a really bad car accident, and it does something to the nervous system that causes a reaction when we drive now of, is someone actually going to stop at a stop sign? We flinch. If it looks like somebody's coming into your lane, you flinch. Well, guess what? That's a nerve response that radiates out and into the muscles, into your fascia, causing a whole physical body response, okay? So what's important about this? Shaking. And this is something that we do in my Movement Awakening Sculpt class. Sometimes I throw it into my yoga classes here. Shaking, tapping, somatics to let go of that, or to help begin to let go of that subconscious trauma. And even after months and months and years, it's still gonna be in the fascia, it's still gonna be in your tissues. So physically moving in unpredictable ways, shaking the body, is going to begin to help release that stagnant energy, that trauma that's been locked and stored into your body. That's why they say when we're in yin yoga, when we get deep into the hips and we're holding hip and glute postures for a really long period of time, emotions might arise. You might feel antsy, you might feel angry, you might feel sad and just burst into tears out of nowhere. That's this deep stored emotion that's been held in there from an experience. And that's why it's so important to move our bodies, to stretch for long periods of time, to get into the fascial tissue. And that's all things I offer here. And there's so many platforms that offer different options and different ways to really work into that. And this is bringing the anatomy aspect to the somatic aspect. And what we mean by you have stored emotions in your body, feel it in your body, what's arising in your body. Asana in yoga is to help create space. Well, to create space, we need to lengthen, to stretch the fascial threading that gets locked up when we're stressed. It's all up here and it's locked. We need to create space. And when we create space in the body, we're opening ourselves up to a lot. A lot of emotions can arise because we're trying to release, the body's trying to release what no longer serves us. So that, guess what asana and practice is trying to get us to is liberated freedom. Finding space within the body is essentially finding freedom from within. And the only way we can find freedom from within is to release the trauma, release the programming, everything that holds us back. And it's all stored in our bodies. Of course it's in the mind, of course it's in the ego, of course it's ancestral, which also gets stored in the body, gets passed down through bloodlines. So I'm putting this all together here to say why fascia is so important, why moving your body in different directions and shaking and tapping, all those things are really, really important for your well-being. And to bring that science to, I guess you can say, a little bit of the spiritual, and help you have a better understanding as to why yoga is important for the fascia, why shaking and somatic movement is important for the fascia, and also why it's important to move your body in new, different directions and not just what you're used to. All my gym junkies out there, consider, okay, why do I still feel this like locked in? If you notice bodybuilders and people that are really gym heavy that don't stretch much, they're very, it looks like they're like this all the time. They're holding it all together, right? There's a balance. And that all comes down to working with your fascia, working with the tissue, that surface layer that encompasses all parts of the body, even the organs, right? So I hope you enjoyed this little course topic here that I wanted to share with everyone, because I think it's really important to better understand your body and what's going on, and what you can actually do to help support your body better, and the best things for the fascia, and what to do to protect and not damage the fascia more or your body more. So with that said, let's just take a deep breath together. Bring your hands onto your heart. Take a deep inhale. Audible exhale. Thank you all so much for listening, for tuning in. If becoming a member of Rayne Movement sounds like something you're interested in, to have more fun topics like this or other deep dive topics, please go check that out. Hit the join button. You'll see everything listed there, what's included. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for being here. And if you're not, please subscribe, please like, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.